Sacred Emily by Gertrude Stein, 1874 to 1946. Okay, Gertrude Stein was born in Pittsburgh in the United States, and she was brought up in Oakland in California. And then she went to Paris and she lived her life in Paris. And she hosted meetings or a salon in Paris with modernist figures such as Picasso, Hemingway, Scott Fitzgerald, Sinclair Lewis, Ezra Pound, Sherwood Anderson, Henri Matisse, and others. She was a feminist and a modernist poet, a modernist writer, and she was also an art collector. Now, as a Jew, she lived in France throughout the Second World War, which is also an interesting point. Now, in a minute, I'm going to read this poem, Sacred Emily, which is really quite long. But it's like a piece of cubist literature. When you look at one of Picasso's paintings and you see the eye over here and the part of the nose here, this is the same idea, but this is with poetry. And I think she's a great believer in letting you interpret the meaning of things in your own way, because words have meaning. That words, we associate all sorts of things with words, and in this poem you will find a famous phrase by her: a rose is a rose is a rose. Let's see, rose is a rose is a rose. I think the first rose is a person. But this is saying that things are what they are. That, for example, for a romantic, a rose is a symbol of love, whereas in more modern times, a rose is actually symbolizes the plant itself. Although it still may imply some of this archetypal idea that a rose is something that is linked to romance. So a rose is a rose is a rose. It's saying things are as they are. Things, when we use a particular word, we are putting all of the interpretations of that word within it. That this is the law of identity. Things are what they are. So let me read. All you need to do is listen and interpret in your own way. Compose beds, wives of great men, rest tranquil. Come, go, stay, Philip, egg be takers, parts of place nuts, suppose 20%. It is rose in hen, come one day. A firm terrible hindering, a firm hindering, have a ray, nor pin, nor egg in places. Egg in few insists, in set a place. I am not missing. Who is a permit? I love honour and obey. I do love honour and obey. I do. Melancholy do lips sing. How old is he? Murmur, pet, murmur, Push C, 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 push C. Sweet and good and kind to all, wearing head, cousin tip nicely, cousin tip nicely, wearing head, leave us sit. I do believe it will finish, I do believe it will finish. Pat 10 patient, Pat 10 patient. 11 and 18, foolish is, birds measure stores, birds measure stores, measure birds measure. Exceptional firm bites, how do you do? I forgive you everything, and there is nothing to forgive. Nevertheless, leave it to me. Weeds without papers are necessary. Left again. Exceptional considerations, nevertheless tenderness. Resting cow curtain, resting bull pin, resting cow curtain, resting bull pin, next to a frame, the only hat hair. Leave us, mass, leave us pass, leave us pass, leave us. Humming is no climate. What is a size? Ease all I can do. Coloured frame, couple of canning. Ease all I can do. Humming does as humming is. What is a size? No climate. Ease all I can do. Shall give it, please to give it. Like to give it, please to give it. What a surprise. Not sooner whether. Cordially yours, pause, cordially yours. Not sooner together, cordially yours, is strewing in strewing. That is the way we are, one and indivisible. Pay nuts renounce, now without turning around. I will give them to you tonight. Cunning is and cunning is and does the most beautiful notes. I would like 1,000 most centre pricking petunia. Electrics are tight electrics, are white electrics, are a button. Singular pressing, recent thimble. Noisy pearls coat, arrange wide opposite it. Lily ice cream, nevertheless. A hand is Willie, Henry, a hand is Henry, a hand is Willie, Henry, all the time a wading chest. Do you mind? Lizzie, do you mind? Ethel, next to Barbara Berry, China, next to Barbara Berry, China glass, next to Barbara, China and glass, next to Barbara and China, next to Barbara and Hurry, next to Hurry and glass and China, next to Hurry and glass and Hurry, next to Hurry and Hurry, next to Hurry and Hurry. Plain cases for C. Tickle for you for education. A very reasonable berry. Suppose a selection were reverse. Cousin to sadden. A coral neck and a little extra song. So very extra, so very Susie. Cow come out, and smell a little. Draw prettily next to a bloom. Neat stretch, place plenty. Cauliflower, curtain cousin. Apron, neither best set. Do I make faces like that at you, Pinky? Not writing another one, think. Jack Rose, yard, practically all of them, does believe it. Measure a measure or a measure or which is pretty, which is pretty, which is pretty. To be top, neglect Waldberg. Sudden say separate. So great Emily. So great Emily. Not a spell nicely ring. Weigh pieces of pound. Aged steps stops. Not a plan bow. Wise lacings. Little slam up cold seam peaches. Begging to state all right. Begging to state all right. Wheels stows, wickedness. Cotton could mere less. Nevertheless, an analysis. From the standpoint of all white, a week is none too much. Pink coral, white coral. Happy. All the chose is a necessity. Happy, all the happy, all the necessity. Remain seated. Come on. All the clothes remain seated. Happy, all the necessity remain seated. All the clothes. Websters and mines trimming. Gold space of toes. Twos, pinned to the letter. In a company, received, must, natural lace. Spend up length. Length thoroughly. Neatness. Excellent cording. Short, close to. When black pin, cough or up. Shouting. Neater pin to the letter. Was it a space to see? Neither things, persons, transitions. Say, north of the calendar, window, people's rest, preserve, pulls, cunning plier, next to a chance, apples went. It was a chance to preach Saturday. Please come to Susan. Purpose black. Extra plain silver, furious slippers. Have a reason, candy. Points of places, neat nazars, which is a cream, ink of paper, slightly mine. Breathes a shoulder, able shrine. Necessity near glass. Put a stove, horser. If I was surely, I was surely. See a girl says, all the same brightness. When a churn say suddenly. Poor percent. Little branches. Pale. Near sights. Please sorts. Example. Put something down today. Put down someday. Put something down someday in. Put something down someday in my handwriting. Put something down someday in my handwriting. Needle less, nevertheless, pepperness, nevertheless, extra stress, nevertheless, tenderness. Old sight, pearls, real line, shoulders, upper states, more colours, recent resign, search needles, all a plain show, white papers, slippers underneath, little tell, I chance to. What is a winter wedding? Furnish seats nicely. Please repeat. This is a name to Anna. Cushions and pears, reason purses to relay, carpets, marble is thoroughfare, nuts are spittoons, that is a word, careless, paper peaches are tears, rest in grapes, thoroughly needed signs, all but relieving, argonauts, that is plenty, cunning Saxon symbol of beauty, symbol of everything, cunning clover thimble, cunning of everything, cunning of thimble, cunning. Place in pets, night town a glass, colour mahogany centre, rose is a rose, loveliness extreme, extra gaiters, loveliness extreme, sweetest ice cream, page ages, wiped, wire, sweeter than peaches and pears and cream, wiped wire, extra extreme, put measure treasure, tables track, nurse dough, that will do, cup or, excessively illegitimate, pussy, what, current secret sneezers ever, mercy for a dog, medal make medal, able, a go to green, and a letter spoke a go to green, or praise, or worships, door, do or, table linen, wet spoil, gaiters and knees, and little spools, already silk lining. Suppose Mrs. Curls to butter, curls, settle stretches, see at till, Louise, sunny, sail or rustle, morn in morning, the way to say, patter, deal own a, robber, a high B and a perfect sigh, little things singer, Jane, aiming, not in description, day way, a blow is delighted. Sacred Emily by Gertrude Stein.